Happy Friday!
Happy Friday!
Or Fri YAY! If you're having a great one like us. Yeah. Oh, she's got her Friday dance going. I like it. I like your moves.
What's your Friday dance?
What does your Friday dance look like? Are you happy dancing through this Friday? We hope so. So we're goofy.
We're full of energy.
Full of energy today. A little bit extra. So if you're not ready for some high energy, then you might want to just exit out of this video right now and come back to it later.
We're also standing.
When you can handle it.
So.
We are. So it might be a little wiggly. But hey, it's Casey and Kara with
Hi guys.
with Create Captivate. And you are watching that 5-minute-ish Fri YAY.
Well, I guess that's 10.
Episode number 25. Yeah.
A quarter.
A quarter. We're a quarter of something. Well, not we into this. I don't even know how to phrase that.
25 episodes. That's a pretty big deal for us.
Yeah. It's a milestone. It's a baby milestone, but it should be celebrated, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of celebrating today. So we are talking.
Give us an excuse,
right? If you've been following along, then you know that we're all about social media right now. So we talk about a variety of branding and marketing topics on our 5-minute-ish Fri YAY. We've worked through branding. We're in social media. We're going to continue through social media for just a couple more weeks, and then we'll wait. No,
this is our last episode of
is
social media. Yes.
Oh.
Next week we will begin a month-long special holiday.
Oh, it's gonna be so
Friday.
fun. A little bit different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from November 15th to around December 15th, we will be doing a special holiday type of Fri YAY, and then we'll move right into websites.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. For today, we're going to talk to you about social media, about finding and connecting with your audience on the right platforms. Oh, hey, Colton. My brother-in-law's watching. So Colton, in case you start that business that you're dreaming of someday, you might want to know what platforms are relevant for you and how to connect with your audience. So that's what we're going to talk about. Pop quiz. I'm going to start it off with a real tough question. Colton, whoever else is watching this, do you know? True or false? If you have a business, you need to be on every social media platform and be talking to everyone. Big fat false on that one, right? So we want you to know your audience, know where you're relevant, and just talk to the right people. Everyone else is gravy, but talk to those people who are genuinely interested in what you've got going on.
Yeah, we've discussed this many times before. We believe in niching down to your specific people.
Yeah. So what's the tool that we always talk about when it comes to knowing your audience?
I'm blanking.
You're fired.
That's all the sugar that's going to my head.
No, it's okay. So the great tool that we like to use and we like to tell people about is using customer personas or avatars.
Yes.
If you don't know about them, go back. We talked about them.
We talk about this every day.
Well, it's true. It's what we do,
and shout out to Sarah Anderson from Anderson Flooring.
Yes.
Because, oh my gosh, she has it down, and it was her first time, and we were sitting there going, maybe she should be teaching everyone about personas. She was on point.
So good. So good. Yeah, we've got
throwing it out here, what was it, John, and he has all these details, blah, 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 and we're sitting there going,
she nailed it.
Is John a real person? Nope, but it seemed like it was.
Right? In her head, he totally is.
Yep.
A real human being. So, yeah, good job. We love seeing our clients really dig into this. And that was a particularly fun one for this week that we got to work on.
Yeah.
So, but personas are great. Once you know who you're trying to talk to, now we want to figure out where you're really relevant. So every social media platform is going to have a little bit different of an audience, right?
It caters to a little bit different of groups of people or those personas.
So let's talk about some of the bigger platforms that are out there and who's really on them, and what kind of activity.
Let's start with the home base.
Facebook, yes. Facebook, over 2 billion monthly active users. The overwhelming majority are female, and 95% of people access on mobile. The majority of them actually. Oh, we have someone at the door here. I'm going to grab that really quick. Kara's going to keep going.
So about 58.3 million are actually 25 to 34. And an average person spends about 35 minutes per day on Facebook. Now, again, that's going to vary. This is just the average that, I guess, 2019's research is.
So, fun fact, that 35 minutes a day is broken up into an average of 8 logins. So, very, very short, micro bursts of attention that you have to capture there. Because people are logging on multiple times a day. And that number is actually down. That 8, I don't know, probably 3-4 years ago, it was actually over 12. 12 logins per day for the average user. Versus Facebook's cousin, sister, brother, whatever you want to call it.
Their counterpart,
Instagram.
So about 1 billion plus monthly active users.
The overwhelming majority, about 70%, are less than 35 years old.
I can see it. About 51% log in every day.
And the majority, about 68%, are females.
And 72% of teens use Instagram.
Yeah,
believe it?
Yeah, I do too. Everybody loves Instagram. You know, when Facebook started to get really popular and like all our moms were joining, no offense, Mom, if you're watching this, you know, we all kind of shifted over to Instagram.
Gosh,
so
I remember when Instagram came out when I was in high school, and it was a big deal.
That's cute. Way to make your boss feel old. So let's talk about some other platforms. We have a few more. Oh, hey, Jill. We have a couple more platforms to talk about. So LinkedIn is the very serious business professional-oriented platform out there.
Yes.
It's probably the most underutilized platform that's been around for a while.
It really is. I think people forget that it exists unless they're looking for a job.
Right. But there still are over 500 million members. So still pretty vast amount of people on that platform. About half of those are monthly active users. Now, this is the thing to know about LinkedIn. If you are business to business, listen up and get excited. Because the majority of people who are active users on LinkedIn are in senior level positions in the businesses they work in. 61 million are senior level in the influencer decision-making roles.
I didn't know there were that many people that were in senior level influencer
That's
roles.
It's a lot of supervisors, right?
Goals. One day we
now,
can get there.
here's something else interesting about LinkedIn is there's quite a few people using it and on it, but not nearly, nowhere near the amount of people that are using it are actually sharing content on a regular basis. So only about 3 million of those users share content on a weekly basis.
Sure.
So there's plenty of opportunity there if you're trying to get in front of those decision-making people and businesses. It's a great place for you to be. Versus Twitter.
Twitter. All right. It's about 326 million monthly active users. About 24% of U.S. adults, and
it skews. So the average user on there, they're in urban areas, they're educated, and they have an higher income bracket. Higher.
80% are affluent
millennials. Yeah. 80% are on their phones.
I think most people who use Twitter.
And a little less than half of Twitter users actually log in every day, which I found really interesting because we see it all the time and we are always meeting people, and I'm so curious, what platforms are people on? Where are they active? And when I say something about Twitter and everyone's like, oh, I think I still have a Twitter, I set one up, but I don't really understand it or know what to do with it. So I found that really fascinating. But I'm a nerd, so carry on.
All right. Well, next we have Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah.
Another one of those kind of underutilized.
Right.
platforms.
Well, it's really great. I mean, and Laura's coming in now too. We're just gonna have a party in the lobby here. So we're live. We're talking about audiences and targeting on social media. So
You know, I'll do my
say
pop.
hi.
She has a gift basket.
Laura has gift baskets she's collecting for Small Business Saturday here at the Palace Shops and Station.
November 30th.
And
Come out.
so, yeah, come on out. There's
Donate to the Hope House.
Yes.
Donate to the Hope House.
There's gonna be their truck's gonna roll up. You can donate items.
Come do a little show.
Come give your spiel.
Yes, we have lots
Bless
of
you.
prizes from around the district. We have restaurant gift cards,
Monique's over here sneezing. We'll introduce her
shop
in a
gift
second.
cards, and all you have to do is bring a donation. Clean out your closets. We need clothes, tools, toys, kitchen items. Clean out your closets, garages, drawers, and donate, and enter for a chance to win.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Laura. All right.
So Snapchat.
Yes.
Let's get back to the Snapchat thing. So I love it. I got to talk about Snapchat in one of our recent workshops, and it was so cute because people were just like, "Why? Like, why is this a thing?"
I know. I feel like
But-
Snapchat is a very my generational thing to know about.
It came up in the conversation though in the workshop because we were talking about stories and how much more engaging and how more active users are on Instagram and things with stories now than they
Right.
are with regular posts. So I was talking about the origin of stories and I was like, well, you can thank Snapchat for that. And they're like, what the heck is Snapchat anyway? Like, I don't really understand it. So Snapchat though, if you're targeting teens, it's a great place for you to be. There are actually 300 million monthly active users. The average user spends about 30 minutes a day.
Oh yeah, those Daily Mail things on
Yeah.
there. I go through those every morning.
I get sucked into the vortex
Oh
of
my gosh, that Hooked one where it's
Yeah.
like Hooked stories. Oh yeah.
the majority of them, 78% are between 18 to 24 and 70% are female. So I really think of Snapchat as a great place if you are doing events. Like we've talked about this before on our Fridays.
Mhm.
If you're doing events where you're going to have a younger crowd,
Filters.
please create some little branded filters.
Geotags, filters, great things to use. People will use them, download them, and post them on other social
Other
media.
platforms, yeah.
And they're dirt cheap.
So cheap.
We cannot emphasize this enough every time we talk about this.
You can reach
So
a couple thousand people for like,
Reasonable.
in a 2-mile radius
I mean, you could literally
for
go
like
through your
10
car.
to 15 bucks.
You could go through your car and your couch and find enough change to pay for these people. Look into them. Affordability,
So
right
true.
there.
Right?
And then Pinterest.
Pinterest. So Pinterest has been around for a while as well. It's not as big of a active user list, so about 250 million people, still a lot. 81% though are female.
I believe it.
It makes sense, right? Because all of us females are like, what was that meme about like Pinterest and I spend so much time pinning recipes I'll never make, clothes I'll never afford to buy, and I don't know, like things to put up in my house that I'll never do either. But it's great. I love Pinterest.
Is
It's
the
been a lot
median
for
age
me.
really 40?
It is. The median age of a Pinterest user is
Surprises me.
40. Well,
Those are not being my generation, but then again, I mean, one of my mom's Christmas gifts, I created her a Pinterest. She was thrilled because she didn't have to buy magazines anymore.
oh, that's so cute. That's a great idea.
That's all she wanted for Christmas was for me to make her a Pinterest.
Aw.
Gift idea. Create your mom a Pinterest for Christmas. There you go.
Nice. And the really interesting thing about too is that 50% of Pinterest users earn $50,000 a year or more. So,
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Now, YouTube is the second most visited website in the entire world and the second most popular search engine next to Google. So you know there's going to
It's
be,
going to be some higher numbers.
definitely some higher numbers there. 1.9 billion monthly active users. Wowzers. Mostly which are male, actually. 62%.
Kind of surprises me. I figured it'd be 50-50.
No, you don't know. You don't know how many BMX videos my husband's watching.
sports
on
videos
YouTube all the time.
Oh yeah, anytime anything happens on in a game, my husband, my brother, my dad instantly go to YouTube to see if someone's posted a funny video of it right away. That or Twitter.
Now here's a really cool fact. So of all those users, only 9% of small businesses have YouTube channels, which is kind of mind-blowing that it's so big and active, but a lot of small businesses haven't really found a way to implement that into their strategy. 50% of users watch how-tos or educational videos on it.
Oh, all the time.
That's
I don't know how to do something. That's the first place I go because
So-
it's visual.
Like as far as, website design and some of the work that we do, I've learned so much from YouTube. I in one of my bios for that talk we did at South University this summer, in my bio I was like, I'm like self-taught straight out of the school of YouTube, So those are the kind of various platforms that are out there. There's a lot more out there actually. One thing that you need to know is there's actually over 300 social platforms. Monique, you're stunned by that. Come over here, I'm going to pick on you for a second. This is Monique Harps with eXp Realty, one of our biz besties. And so she was just saying over here, and I was like, over 300 social platforms. Can you believe that?
I can't.
It's
Not at all.
insane.
There's a lot, but not 300.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, there's way too many.
Yeah.
So what are you up to?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just dropping off my name tag.
Oh, cool.
Watching you guys.
All right. I just wanted to pick on you for a second. Where are you active with your social media for your
I
real
love
estate?
Facebook
Yep.
because I really want to do referral business.
Mm-hmm.
And Facebook allows you to create those communities through friends lists and groups, and then just really like target people and then share from like a very authentic place. You can do like the marketing and the business aspect,
Yep.
but really a lot of stuff is referral for me, so that's really great. And
Nice.
I dabble in Instagram.
All right. Well,
And I'm
good.
interested in LinkedIn.
There
we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Well,
That's it.
thanks for jumping
Thank
in for a
you.
second. That was great.
Bye.
Natural. What a natural.
Right? So those are kind of the basic stats for every platform. Now, once you know where you want to go, just some extra little hints and tips about things you can do on particular platforms. One of the most helpful things to know is that there is a setting. A lot of people don't know that this was something that came about in probably the past year and a half, 2 years. But a lot of people still don't know it exists. In your settings, in the general tab, scroll all the way down a little ways, and there's a little checkbox where you can optimize your post and target it, right? An organic post, not advertising. So it allows you to put in the location or the certain interests or behaviors, and you can kind of group down on who's seeing your organic post that already follows you. So if you have two very different audiences, or maybe even more than that, it's really nice to be able to use that, and you just hit the little, when you have that implemented in your settings, when you're going to write a post, you can hit the little target button and then select and exclude people or include people, and put in that different information, and it will.
Because again, it's all about those personas and niching down.
Right.
To your
So you don't want
specific audience.
the whole thing with that is that you don't want to alienate someone
Exactly.
who that post isn't going to resonate with. So if you have a business that is active in a regional sense, right? So I think of some businesses around here that might do business out in Suffolk, and they might do business and have events at Virginia Beach Oceanfront. So those are two kind of different things. And if you're consistently posting things that are only for that event you're doing in Suffolk, then your Virginia Beach people are gonna be like, why am I following this? This isn't relevant to me, you know. So they're not gonna engage with it, and then they're not maybe even choose to unfollow you someday. So there's some different things like that that you can do. Now, as far as advertising goes, that's where you get really strategic with your audience targeting. And there's one thing we talked about yesterday. We sponsored the Kent Business Association's monthly member meeting. And we got to do a little bit of a presentation. It was super fun. But one of the things we had a question about was targeting. And a lot of people don't know that this exists either, but it seemed relevant for today's audience too. The Audience Insights tool. In the Advertising Manager, there's an Audience Insights tool. Sorry, I'm watching this.
Yeah, there's a giant lifted truck that's trying to pull into a parking spot, and there's just no way.
That's funny.
Like, it looks like it has snow tires on the car.
Yeah, it's huge.
Sorry, very distracting, literally right in front of the building. Back to what we were saying.
So back to what we were saying. So this Audience Insight tool is really amazing because you can go in and you can put in some of those interests and behaviors and demographic information, and then it shows you what those people are doing on Facebook. So those Facebook users that have that information in their profile, it pulls that information and it shows you how many on average posts that they interact or engage with, how many pages that they like on average, how many ads they click on average, what other categories and pages are they even following. So that Insights tool is money. It makes life way easier, so use it.
Truck update, he didn't fit, so he left.
And I think you may have seen us last night staring. It felt awkward, so
Right.
sorry whoever you are. Maybe make you feel bad about it, but not that I could park that thing for sure. Oof.
I mean, he couldn't either. That was the problem.
But anyway, that is our 5-minute-ish Friday for today.
Yes. We have some updates and reminders.
Yes, of course, as always.
So our upcoming workshops for the end of the year.
This is gonna be backwards to you guys. Whoops.
That's not true.
But we have two more workshops left this year. We have Measuring Your Metrics on November 21st.
Ones of the year.
On November 21st, we'll be here at BizConnect from 9 to 11 a.m. And we will be looking at everything that happened this year.
How'd you perform? How'd you do?
How'd you measure out? Did it work?
Did it not?
What's up with your strategy? How are you going to adapt it?
Right. Let's learn from what you did this year, what did well, and what mistakes you did to not do next year. Not yesteryear. Next year.
Yesteryear. You sound so old-timey. And then the final big old planathon. That's on December 4th from 9 to 1. Lunch is included.
Yes.
And that is where we are going to jot down all your ideas, do some brainstorming. We'll even give you some how-to lessons.
Yes, and some places and tips to go for our apps and websites on what helps us create our content, some materials that we use that if you want to purchase, you can. Don't feel obligated to. A cell phone works pretty well as well.
Yeah, we're going to do how to take a great picture with your iPhone.
Yes.
A quick little lesson on that.
And help you fill out a calendar to help you actually plan out what content, either if we get through what you will do for the first couple months or even for the full year.
Yep. It's going to be a good time. So
it's going to be fun. It's going to be real.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in today. We will see you next week. And next week we have that
special first Friday of the holiday season.
Holiday themed Friday. So tune in for that and we'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.